The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL 2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listenings are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Hello and welcome back. We've got some banger matches ahead of us. Maven here, joined by Merc. Joe, how you doing today, sir?
I like that. You kind of like combine Joe and join. I'm doing well. We have a couple of really good matches coming up here. Cannot wait to get into that. So yeah, I'm having a good Sunday.
Part of me is glad we're not in Paris because I've had some wild nights there. One time I was trying to order a pepperoni pizza at 2 a.m. I couldn't find a pepperoni pizza anywhere. I ended up buying a $200 bottle of whiskey from the hotel bar, which I dropped in the street and broke. I've had some moments in Paris, Joe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you've gone on some adventures there. That definitely sounds like a good time. I wish I was there for that. But yeah, I mean, obviously we would have loved to be there. The crowd is always just fantastic internationally, but instead we're at home. So that's
a little bit different. We'll get there. But let's talk about this matchup. It is, I'm hoping, going to be an absolutely incredible one. But the first team we got to talk about, it is Ultra. The top team in the game right now. They are frying in every capacity. Let's take a look at the squad. Here, the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah. I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. Hot as a stove, what did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going, hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. But you call back if you hear that tone. Love the level.
Joe, they seem to be getting better. I was worried maybe after the major there'd be a step back. They kind of got hot. Maybe they wouldn't be able to find that form, but they're still in it.
Oh, no, they are playing at such a high level. Yeah, I think that win at Major 2, it just boosted their confidence. There's just so much trust in one another right now. I will say throughout Stage 3, they've had a couple of matches where they've basically had to make some crazy comebacks. But when you're winning, that seems to be a little bit easier, right? Teams get nervous playing against you. You make a couple of small mistakes. You know how to get right back into that game, but a much tougher opponent here today in the Røkkr.
Yeah, absolutely. But, man, I'm excited to watch this squad play. It's just been awesome to watch the evolution of this roster from, like, the 10-man boy band they started out as last year, and we didn't know who'd be starting one week to the next. I literally would show up to cast them and not know the roster half the time. Like, it was changing so frequently, but it's awesome to see them get to this point. But on the other side of it, a team that also looks really strong with big improvements at the last major, but not kind of keeping that form so far. It is going to be the Minnesota Røkkr. Let's check them out.
Røkkr certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it.
Oh, Priestahh. Disgusting. Accuracy's there. Nice kill. Bang. 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word. But Dashy is going to save the day. Røkkr are kings of the north.
Joe, I'm curious to hear your thoughts because I guess I thought, we thought at the beginning of the year the Røkkr team was going to be very good. They weren't. They made a change. And at the major, we saw so many improvements that I thought they were on the cusp of maybe being like a top 4 team. I find myself not really feeling that way a few weeks into, Stage 3.
Well, I mean, they're 1-1, right? I think the big loss is to Florida, which I think surprised some people. And maybe after the way the Major 2 went, they just slowed down a little bit, right? That first match maybe caught them off by surprise, but they do bounce back. They're sitting at 1-1. But this is a big matchup. They want to separate themselves from that tiebreaker, get away from the Florida Mutineers who are sitting at 1-2. So for Minnesota Røkkr, your eyes are on the prize, getting top 3 in this group right now, trying to get to 2-1.
Yeah, I guess that conversation is really going to start to happen now. last stage was one of the more wild scenarios we've ever seen. When you talk about the groups and how everything was tied up and the outcomes, it was insane. We might get there again, but let's get to our game fuel keys to victory, Joe. For Minnesota Røkkr, what were your thoughts?
This is a rematch from the Major 2, and Standy really had a bad match. One of the worst games that we've seen from him, so I'm looking for him to bounce on back. He was minus 16.83 overall in that series. Hardpoint is still the focus. I know it sounds like a broken record, but throughout stage 3, they are 1-3 in that game mode. Nobody on the team is positive there. So you got to step it up, Slay, and then close out those games when they have the lead. Ultra has been a comeback machine throughout stage 3. Do not allow them to get back into it.
Absolutely, and I think maybe that's the part that's bothered me is that looked to be the improvement, right? Like that's why even though they lost and maybe didn't make as deep a run as they'd hoped at the Major, their hardpoint looks so much better, and now it hasn't. So we'll see if they can turn it around. Now let's talk about the keys to victory for Toronto Ultra.
The last 7 matches, they are 7-4 in hardpoint and 16-1 in search and destroy and control. So for me, fix some small mistakes in hardpoint, right? I mean, that's going to happen, but be ready to adjust in search and destroy. People are going to be studying their gameplay. Røkkr is going to be a team that prepares very, very well for them. So I'm excited to see today. The Slaying Power, they are plus 67 in their last 2 series. All 4 players are positive in every single mode. And do not let communication fall off. When it's easy, when you're winning, it's easy to have that trust and confidence in one another. But the comms have to be there, right? That's the intensity, is that communication. Everything's going well. You're 3-0. You just won Major 2. Do not stop there. Keep bringing it in these matches.
I like, you see Bance getting dialed in. He talked about the fact he's having these, kind of zen breathing moments to prepare, not trying to get all hyped up and overhype himself before matches. And as much as it's been cool to see the team improve, I mean, eyes got to be on Bance. His turnaround has been sensational. The confidence is there. He is making plays, and statistically, the turnaround it's incredible. It's one of the best stories of the year. Hoping to see some flashy plays here.
Okay, before we get to that, I do have to say, as we looked at the maps and modes, I think Røkkr did an excellent job in their vetoes. So Røkkr, you're going to see Apocalypse, you're going to see Checkmate, Search and Destroy. Røkkr, they would typically play a Garrison Hardpoint or a Moscow Search. 2 maps they are very comfortable on, but they know with Ultra how good they've been on those maps. They have to throw an Audible in there. They've only played Checkmate, Search and Destroy 1 time. They've only played Apocalypse 1 time, but they flex off their comfortable maps. They're trying to put Ultra into an uncomfortable position.
We'll see if they can do just that. We'll start it off on Raid. I feel like we saw a lot of Raid yesterday, whether it was Hardpoint, Control. We had some wild and wacky moments for sure. An Ultra, a team that struggles so much to close out on this map early. God, after the change, they have found ways to get it done, but it's going to be Benjamin Bance to kick things off. As he pushes forward, we'll rotate it over to Cammy, see if he hits some shots at the AR.
Yeah, nice little start here. Now, this is a rematch map from that Major 2. This is one that Røkkr was able to win 250 to 219. Then from there, it was all Toronto Ultra. This was that first map. Again, a lot of changes in the map set. Toronto Ultra, they're going to get taken down off a spawn. They're going to try and make their way across the middle of the map. They're thinking now just take kitchen side, rotate for hill number 2. And that's where our next battle is going to be. Cleanex is going to stay and fight for ring control, and he actually wins that one-on-one. But Standy, he's got a job to do. He's going to do it with Attach as they find those kills.
Now over to Attach we will go. Oh, well, not yet the angle, but Cleanex, he is ready and rocking. Some of the performances he had on this map at the Major were nuts. Remember that play? Oh, God, that was in the final, right? Just that absurd highlight machine that he was. He's now on 5 in a row, working towards the streak. Little snap, but unfortunately from Zig, he will get taken down. And Insight will get blown to bits.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just had a split spawn there from the Røkkr. You had one player work towards back launcher. I believe that was Standy, and he was able to secure those spawns, accuracy spawns up close. So you had this 2-2 split, and then Toronto Ultra, they were trying to fight from inside the hill, but Røkkr, they do a really good job. I thought it was going to be really bad because Røkkr, 2 of their players spawned out right before that hill popped. But they took their time in the back. They won a bunch of the important gunfights, so they will get some of that scrap time. Ultra now on that rotation. Cleanex, though, does spawn out. You're going to have basically a 2-on-3 for right now. And, well, Cleanex, he's going to make it A 3 versus 4 as he gets across the map. They knew that he spawned towards that backside. Now he's got to hold his spawn, make sure he spawns with his teammate. He does just that.
All 4 will be set up and ready to go. As Insight's trying to control the ringside push. Starting to get flooded, but good job backing down. Delaying the push with a nice Simtex as well. And, well, Accuracy has got a free haircut. Attached does get the trade, though. And now on the other side of the push, it's Cammy. And this is just perfect. They lose 1 player in that sequence, but take out all 4. This is going to be some clean time.
And this is actually interesting the way they're playing this. They're giving up water side. Look, Cammy's watching water from inside the hill. Now, that is a bit of a risk. If your teammates die inside of Art and they block the water spawn, you are probably going to spawn out. But they play it right. They send 2 into Art. They play in 1 Zay. They are forcing them to try to hit that water side as they stack the left side of that hill. And that was one of the better garage holds that we've seen throughout this year. Toronto Ultra, they're going to hit all that time. They're going to get the lead. As Bance is trying to work something, was on a 5 spree, had a slow start, but turns it around with that hill.
Well, Røkkr, I mean, they got some big kills there. I think, Cleanix was on 4 in a row, Bance on 4 in a row, at least making sure after that fantastic hold they don't get any streaks. Now Røkkr trying to bring it back, only down 15. But a chance to make a rally here at court. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Minnesota Røkkr.
Need it.
Just make him push.
Hold it back when you spawn up.
They're hitting front on me, I think. Okay. I'm laying down on the head. Money rocks, front. One front, 2 front.
I'm side money,
Three front.
Inside weak. Inside on point.
3 front.
Challenge hill dead.
Thanks, Dad.
Last two hills.
I'm watching in front of you. I'm watching in front.
Yes. I'm waiting for you guys.
Inside dead.
Good job.
Water. Two water.
Yo, can you go for me, Dale?
Two next
I'm looking
water.
water stairs.
There's 3 water.
I'm pre-firing this.
I'll
Water cross.
There's 3 water. I'm coming kitchen.
I'll heal. You can go. I need full steps cross.
He's bottom bed.
I have your zig.
Pull stairs, weak band.
I still love bottom
bed. I still love the He's really weak pull stairs, guys. Cammy's dead.
Last guy's pull stairs. Still pull stairs.
Yeah.
Yo, go ring.
Okay, I'm going ring. You guys get pull.
He's on new.
I flashed him.
Base, dude. He's on the right side hill.
Cleanix on hill.
Weak. Takes down. We're good.
He's our front kitchen. One guy's our front kitchen.
I got
Oh, what's up, Bance is ring. Bance is in ring.
Okay.
Take your time. It's gas.
I'm going for ring, guys.
We're gonna pincher.
Okay, where's our ring?
Bance dead. Ring.
Bottom bed, Cammy dead.
I'm
Nice,
gonna
Pillars in hill.
Okay.
Collapse on hill together if we can.
I'll get your pillars.
They're gonna be spawning out.
I'll get pillars, go.
On the right rock, inside.
Zig and right. Front kitch dead. Zig and
On the right rock.
Take your time. I'm holding
I'm
pillars, Cammy.
I'll
Top ring.
I'm waiting
I'm
for
going
the
zig.
Cammy's top ring, alright? Yep. I'm gonna go kitch.
Top ring.
Top laundry.
Top ring.
Zig,
Cleanix, push out, and 1 hill.
Zig, time dead.
Nice, last one, Zig.
Zig dead.
I got time.
I'm
top ring at the moment. I got time, go ahead.
Mommy, you know?
I'm going towards laundry.
I need your white van.
Can you call my cross? I can see your
Yeah,
water
I'm gonna high top part.
I need your white van. They might hit mid.
water push up.
Might hit mid.
I full flash them, Zig.
Okay, they can go around.
Yo, one guy's top part, I think.
Okay.
I'm holding a laundry pinch.
Zig. Water step. Two zig.
Yo, I'm repitching Zig.
Oh,
Back to the action we go. Basically a tie game right now. And who's lighting it up? And Cleanix is on 18. I mean, he's doubling the rest of his squad, for God's sake. A little bit more balanced on the other end of it, but the scoreline, it is tight. Now we'll see Priestahh push forward. Bance ready to go, and he's turned it around. I think he started like 0-5 and picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so back and forth. All should do a really good job at Garage. It's responded by Minnesota Røkkr at basketball. And this is what we've seen with Raid. And, you know, sometimes the difference in Raid is one break, right? That's really it. Where's it going to come from right now? Toronto Ultra able to get inside a ring. They have the final 25 seconds. You have Cammy watching the push through the middle. But the big push is going to be just right at this hill. Bance trying to play his life, dip it and dodge, but Priestahh going to clean it on up as Røkkr going to try and slow things down. And with this push, well, I mean, Standy's the last one alive, so you're going to have a good setup here for Ultra before they get set up at kitchen.
You still got one lurking on the other side. That's Bance, but he gets cut down. Should be spawning safe. Yeah, they'll both spawn courtside, but they got to get back. So here comes a flood now from Røkkr. Cleanix, Insight, trying to hold inside kitchen, and hold they will. Fantastic job from the front. There is one more there, and Bance picks up one in the back. So, again, it's like an early setup where they go like 4 for 1. Give themselves a little breathing room around the point. Cleanix now up to 22. He's on a 3 spree, 4 spree. Looking for 5 as Cleanix has been just a monster here in the hard point. The shot continues to be crispy. Nice job using his teammates here as he finesses to get back to full health, and Ultra pushing out the lead again.
Yeah, you're on that 5 spree now. Still 20 seconds left, and this was a perfect hold here at kitchen. Røkkr could just not get together It felt like it was a pretty staggered push, right? Just a couple towards laundry, then a couple towards front. Accuracy, he does take down 2. Standy's going to spawn behind the old hill, and he's actually going to go for the gunfight, but he gets taken down. Accuracy, though, him and Priestahh, they've been able to get all of those kills, so CleanX not going to earn those streaks. And look at the map control right now. With him inside a ring, with Zig there, you have attacks blocking that close spawn. Nobody from Toronto can get close. And now if your Accuracy, maybe he's going to try and back on up, but he's going to get caught. They needed a response, and it's a great start here.
Well, it's that back and forth battle you were just talking about. One team holds, the next team holds. Wins the break, and a come might be now. 2 are going to drop. Flood coming in from Ultra. A break here. Might be the moment that could seal the game, but the grenade going to hit on 1. They pick up all the kills, and they hold on despite the fact it was a 4v2, I think, there for a moment.
Now both teams are flying. This is great for Røkkr. Look at the Ultra spawn. So you're going to see all of them spawn out. Standy's going to flank that as they spawn rings. So now all of Ultra going to spawn at old. You have 3 members here. Bance is still lurking though, but Priestahh able to find it. The timing for Røkkr was perfect on that rotation.
Just think about the shift there. What looked like an Ultra break now turns into this, and now Standy, that's 6 in a row. 24 and 18 out of him. Can he find number 7? There it is. Artillery now earned. Locking down the point. Just 25 points needed to close out this map 1. And Standy keeps on frying. Finally will fall as Cammy cruises through. But you've got this streak to use, and I think he's calling it. Right as he popped.
Now, why not just slow them down? You see, they have to stop in Tiki. After that, they have to go. It comes down to this push right here. You have Insight and CleanX, Bance. Everyone's here from Toronto Ultra, but the setup strong. It's down to Bance. Is able to find 1, but cannot get on the point. Røkkr, they lock down Garage. They rotate the basketball. They clutch on up. I mean, what? Toronto got to 200 points at Kitchen Hill. From there, not anything.
Well, Joe, think about the difference in like the super subs. I called out CleanX with 18 when we were at Ring. 22 at Kitchen. Like he slowed down massively. I don't think he got a kill really over the final couple sequences, and then Standy pops off and goes on an 8 spree. Just dominates the tail end of that. But I mean, it comes down to what? That Garage, the court flip. Beautifully done by Røkkr, but a hell of a game 1.
Oh, it really was. I mean, both teams with some great setups, especially a Garage Hill, because I feel like teams got really good, at least contesting a good amount of that time. They get to that back van, they push their weight through the gym, and you put the trophies down. You at least have to contest that sort of back and forth where one team doesn't want to over-challenge. But both teams there really locking that one down. It's Minnesota Røkkr, great plays, and as you said, Standy, 4,500 damage, and again, he had a rough series against this Ultra team at the Major 2.
I'm wondering, Tyler, if you're listening, our stats guy, I want to know like the final like 2, maybe 3 hard points, like the stat line for CleanX and the stat line for Standy, because it feels like CleanX came to a halt and Standy just popped off at the tail end of that game. And yeah, I saw him standing still in the minimap. I'm like, I think that streak's coming in. Probably gonna seal it. Gets the streak at a crucial time. They hold on. They get the dub. They go up 1-0. Now Ultra in the backseat, trying to battle back, search and destroy around the corner. Do not go anywhere.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome back, ready to get rocking for the search and destroy. Shot of the Toronto Ultra boys is, well, Joe, they've been in command of most series as of late, now in a wee bit of a hole they're going to have to battle out of. But take a look at this 7-0 record. The stats have been absurd.
Yeah, I mean, perfect in control, almost perfect in search and destroy. Our point, I mean, what you'll take it. It's a winning record. It's around 60%. 23-6, 7. I mean, just ridiculous stuff from these guys in a very similar story. Losing that map 1 in Minnesota. Now can they bounce back? But I mean, Bance, what a turnaround for him. You talked about it, just how much better he's been playing ever since that second major.
And do you think is it literally just been a confidence thing? Do you put more 100%. Stock in that, or the team starting to click? He needs a new webcam or whatever the hell's going on here.
Might be out of focus.
Is this 480p?
It's just a little
Give it a little tap.
Dude.
Put your hand in front of it.
No, he's in his mode. He's in his mode right now. Let him relax. But to your question, I believe that I think it's a bit of both, right? I think they put him in more comfortable positions once Insight joined, and maybe he spoke up and was just like, I'm not comfortable here. I'm not comfortable here. This is what I want to do. But yes, when you are winning, and I've talked about it before, there is just no second guessing yourself in your mind because you just believe you're playing at your best. It's simple as that. The confidence to say what I'm doing is the right thing. When you're losing maps, it's, man, I should have done this a little bit differently. I could have done this a little bit differently. And it can be exhausting.
100%. Like, it even feels like, I guess, you know, winning in scrims won't solve that. Like, you got to win the big matches, right? You start getting some dubs there. You start making some runs. That mentality starts to shift, and they are in a groove. But I guess I don't know. How far can they push it? How good can they be? I think you got to consider them the best team in the league right now without question. Is, you know, FaZe has been kind of up and down over the past couple of weeks. I wouldn't be shocked if that's the final at our next major, but man, Ultra, they play fast, they play loose. We'll see what they can do here in S&D checkmate. We're going to start off with Røkkr. They're in command of the series on 1-0, and Standy, who was a phenom at the end of that game. We'll see what he can do here early.
And yeah, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because Minnesota, Moscow was available. They don't pick Moscow Search and Destroy. Toronto's been great there. So they play a map they don't have a lot of reps on. Right, 1-0 for Minnesota Røkkr, 0-2 for Ultra. This is where Toronto Ultra have to understand, all right, teams are going to try to exploit us in the vetoes. Hopefully, they've really been focusing on a map like Checkmate Search and Destroy, so it turns into one of their strengths. So going into that third major is a couple of kills come in, bomb is down, but it's a 4 versus 2.
Another one going to drop. That'll be all, and there'll plenty of time here for the defuse. But yeah, I was looking at the maps and modes, like, when I saw that it was, I think I said to you, I'm like, I hope we go game 5, because I'd love to see them play Search on Raid, and I guess I felt really good about Ultra's chances to get there. But now with losing that game 1, and, you know, maybe not as many reps here, it could start to get a little frightening, well, especially if they go in an 0-2 hole.
Well, yeah, they don't have a lot of reps. I'm sure they've been practicing, but I think you know, after you win Major 2, you're going to Stage 3, and things have been going well. Like, right, you understand what teams are going to try to attack in your vetoes. So I think they 100% know that this was a weakness that they have to at least turn it into like a 50-50.
Well, yeah, I mean, and they're in a position, you think, especially with the confidence and the record, where we saw FaZe, last stage, playing some stuff that was a little bit different, trying to get reps in an official match. I'm sure you'll see some of that for sure, but yeah, I'm excited to see the improvement, see how it plays out. But Priestahh watching the cross, Standy taking a nap, and Cammy, well, he's now dead, less sleeping, more dead.
Yeah, he's just hoping that he can't see his foot, but yeah, he gets spotted. Now Attach is probably thinking, I gotta bring this back to a 3-on-3, and he does. He gets a little bit aggressive with that. Craig finds the angle, a nice shot there. They do have No one in that B bomb site. So if Clinix wants to get pushed on up, he can. Insight going for a wall bang. Cammy 3-0, able to find another pick onto accuracy. They're not really focusing on the plane. It's the outer parts. Now they're getting pushed on up. But it's Craig versus Craig versus Craig. Race is going to make it a 2v2. Cammy again with his 4th.
Cammy, man, dude, he is disgusting. And there's the final one. Cammy gets it done. And I rated, I don't know if you're watching, but I wish I could remember the exact quote when Cammy first came into league and he was going to play with Rated. And I can't remember how he worded it exactly, but he was just like, the kid's disgusting. I've never even played with him before, but he's disgusting. I was like, okay. And he came in and he was just popping off. And for me, I know kind of came out of nowhere at the time. But man, as he just improved, developed, like last year, you know, for the most part, we were hyping up. It was behind the sniper play. This year, it feels like it's just everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been a beast for them. He's just been so consistent. And I think like throughout Major 2, a lot of the focus was on sort of Insight and Bance because they really turned the team around. That's who you were looking at to step on up. But Clinix and Cammy have always been their consistent players. Is Cammy now up to 5-0? In that 2v2, I mean, Attach had a chance to make a play. He was hoping Priestahh stays alive. Doesn't. Now into this round. Lots of nades coming on through. Nobody goes down. Røkkr want to get pushed up towards this side. Is Standy trying to stretch it again, but Bance is going to see you. He's going to see you going for that.
Or Standy these last couple of rounds. Just trying to like be behind cover, but keeps getting picked. Down a man is Røkkr. We'll see if Priestahh and Attach can bring it back there. In desperate need of a round, but Bance still locking down plane. His teammates playing deep. They've got bomb down on the site. With 30 seconds to go, they're going to have to start to attack. Cleanx will back him up for a moment here. All right, they got the bomb back. Let's see what Røkkr can do with it. Bance gets smoked. He's going to get up right on the plant. The nade is perfect over Priestahh. He comes up from behind. The read is there, though. The challenge is in, and Cleanx wins the gunfight.
Yeah, it's nice teamwork there. And, you know, they stop that bomb plant, but they make sure nothing happens on the outside part of the plane. But yeah, Cammy and Cleanx, they recognize, like, okay, there could be a flank coming in. What is open? Our bottom left. So as soon as the kill is there, they turn around. Maybe they hear him, but the shots right now, Cammy up to 6-0, one off of streaks.
That's actually huge. I thought Cleanx killed him. Cammy getting it, though. Gets him a little bit closer. Let's stick with his POV to see if he can get these streaks.
He might have had a team death, so I don't see him being close to streaks. Am I crazy?
Oh.
Yeah, no, the bar's not filled, so maybe he died to a teammate at some point.
Okay.
Or maybe there's a bug. We won't know.
I wasn't even looking at that. I was just looking at the number.
Sometimes that stat isn't in there. Okay, but it doesn't really matter because they're 3-0 up in this game. They find the first blood on the Standy.
I guess we'll find out in a second here if Cammy can find an opening. You still have team number 3 and 8, the top side of the map. Might have an engagement coming soon, but we'll focus on the push through the lower plane. Priestahh is patient, waiting, ready to pounce like a spider. Accuracy drops. It's another 2v3 scenario for Røkkr as they just can't seem to have numbers in this game. And well, Priestahh, you were chilling, but Insight, he could smell you. As he rounds the edge, gets the kill. And now the Trophy Terminator just ripping him off the map.
I think he got a streak. Okay, so I think he earned an artillery. That makes me feel a little bit better and make sure that I'm not going crazy. I know I've been hanging out with you a lot, so trying to make sure that was under control, but up to 4-0. Again, the first blood on the Standy. And I mean, the way that the Toronto Ultra are playing this, Røkkr is just getting picked apart, not even in the B site. It's all about the outer sides. Røkkr, I feel like they've got to focus on staying alive, making them work the bomb site. That just hasn't happened.
Wait, Joe, were you suggesting that all your time with me has made you crazier?
There could be a lot of things you could add to that, for sure.
Yeah, I just wish you made me a better human. I wish it worked both ways, but we'll see if Cammy can remain flawless as he works on perfection on this map. And, well, so do Ultra, up 4-0. But they have just been picking Røkkr apart. I thought speaking of pickings, I thought it was happening again. Accuracy might have saw a toe for just a moment. Not going to be able to snap. Kleenex takes his head off. Bance going to get caught, though. Big gunfight wins for Røkkr inside the plane, and they have numbers for once. This is a fantastic situation. Now, this you got to close out. Remember, Cammy does have the streak. I don't know if it'll come into play, but you'd like to earn the next one as well. That's not going to happen. Attach, lining them up. 3 in the round. Goes beast mode to keep Røkkr alive.
A nice round right there. Just winning those gunfights on the B bomb. Yeah, Priestahh and Standy. The duo inside. And Attach is able to find those kills with the Kriggies. You know, they got to try and find an opening into the site. But now let's see on defense. Can Røkkr, can they force them to have to take that plane fight? When you're in those positions, can they stay alive on the outer parts? Because that's what Cammy's been doing, right? He's been, picking them apart one at a time, giving them the numbers. And Standy stay alive on a defense. It feels like time and time again, it's him getting first-blooded.
Well, it's tough to play that way in this map, but I just feel like every time I've watched Ultra or casted Ultra, it's raid, and they're just running around like banshees, just sending it. Here, got to be a little bit more poised, a little bit more patient, hold those angles, and they've been doing an incredible job so far. Just, again, we've only seen them twice in the league on this map and mode. Well, the ping is in. Now let's see. He is going to call it. And the white arrow in the back, he's going to have to dip and dive because those are missiles coming in for him. But he does get out of harm's way. But it's a chance for him to move forward. Cammy off the streak. Able to locate a kill. Second, maybe there. No, can't get the trade.
I still don't know. Accuracy's all the way in the back. That one player. Yeah, they sure do now. But you see the streak. They were trying to force them out of position. It forces Standy out of that position. Priestahh, though, is on the flank. He's the one player for the Røkkr that could change things. His accuracy gets taken down. Priestahh, he was hoping that someone was alive on his team. He was trying to make the play. Give me one more second. But it is this pick, again, from top lane wing, where Toronto Ultra have just been so darn good on their offenses.
I mean, they look just dominant right now. And I know it's hard because there was a point, God, you asked me, 3 weeks to a month ago? And I might have argued Røkkr was the best search team in the game. Like when FaZe started getting their couple of losses and that's all that Røkkr could really win. I know it hasn't been that as of late, but they're just getting dismantled right now.
Well, and I think back to the couple of times we did see Ultra, they looked lost on this map. Like, they did not play well at all. Like, they just got dismantled. They were the ones getting picked, on those defenses time and time again. But they've been working on things, and they look much better here. And as we said, while Toronto Ultra haven't played it much, Røkkr's only played it once, and they have won it one time. But that definitely comes into play. They do not look as comfortable. Priestahh does find the first blood. It's him and Standy again on the offense, able to work the B-bomb. Accuracy, trying to get his first kill.
Come on, baby! Otherwise, the Bond music is coming. You got, yes! It's on the board. I was ready to dun 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 dun. All right, I gotta stop it.
Yeah, in case we get in trouble, yeah.
Yeah. Inside, go the 1v1. Whoa! Into a 1v1 we go. Inside versus Standy. 20 seconds to go. Standy's got to win it to keep him alive. Not going to happen. Inside's got the position. Time for the defuse as Ultra take it 6-1 and quickly bounce back to tie up the series at 1-1.
And well, it's finally looking good. Accuracy gets on the board, but in the 1v3, it is Insight picking them apart. Finds the first on accuracy. There is no challenge. Attach, he's the next man up. Solo challenge, then Standy. You know when this bomb is down that it can be difficult, right? Because there's just not a lot of angles to check it from. And well, I think he hears a mantle on up. He clears inside the plane and just knows that Standy's going to come around that corner sooner or later. He has all the time in the world, wins that one-on-one. Beautifully done by Toronto Ultra. A great 1v3 out of Insight.
Well, I mean, I guess what gets interesting now is if this ends up becoming, another, let's say, kind of strong map for them. They were, 0-2 the 2 times we saw them. You said they were a little bit lost. And You know, when FaZe were on top of their game, we talked a lot about them trying to widen their map pool, stay ahead of the pack, which is similar to what Ultra's trying to do, but God, if they get better and more maps, more modes, who the hell is going to beat them?
Yeah, you just hope that standoff comes into play sooner than later. Yeah. The rest of those teams, and they hope that's a bad map for them. But yeah, just taking a look, it is very one-sided. I mean, Attach has 8 on the Røkkr side, but everybody else just gets smoked off the map. Toronto Ultra, we saw it, they were 11-1 in their last 12 search and destroys.
Yeah, it has been so good for them, especially in the searching and the control. And you saw the hardpoint loss, but when you're so good at 2-3-5, and they're also a decent hardpoint team, but when you're so good, you can get back in series quickly. They did it there. But now let's look at our U.S. Army tactical play. We're going to check out a moment from that game, too. It is all Ultra. Let's check it out again.
Yeah, it's going to be this 1v3, the final round that we saw. Priestahh and Standy, they open things up. You have Accuracy who goes on the flank, able to find that one kill. But then it's all down to Insight, and, well, Insight just picks them apart. The first on Accuracy, and he's just a little bit, he's like, all right, is anyone going to challenge on out? And maybe this is, like, a little bit telling that these two players aren't together. Attach, he gets picked, and now it's just a timing game. Right? He's got 25 seconds on the clock. You're going to see this peek inside the window that I really like. It's just to clear everything inside of the plane. And this lets him know, this gives him the info that he might be coming from somewhere else. Standy's got a mantle on up from bottom plane because he's got to check the bomb sooner or later. Beautifully done by Insight all the time in the world. Checks and clears every angle. And it also helps when you don't miss.
Yeah, or get shot. I mean, I think the first person to hit him was Standy at the end there. There was no, like you said, no one was grouped up. No one was together. He gets 3 one-on-ones, and, well, he makes them pay. We're tied up 1-1. Hopefully going the distance. Ultra, a fantastic search and destroy, and, well, they've been lights out and control, too. That's coming up next.
Acting up, acting that way out of pocket. For the grind, for the hustle, I can't knock it. Do what it take, do what you do, you could try. I've been up, I've been stuck up in the sky. Only at the top, I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye, 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 bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke, ooh, cannabis. Ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, ooh, and I'm rich. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got penny bands, I'm thumbing it. Tell them move. Get up out the way. It's ludicrous, yeah, how much I'm getting paid. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10K. No mob ties, but a player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know what she doing when you not at home? And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Pour the liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it all. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for.
back at it, tied up 1-1, ready to continue on in this series. Fantastic win in the map 1 by Røkkr, but Ultra so good in the search. Now we're going to look at the quick scope and how they compare in these modes. And yeah, Røkkr for a long time, they were that 2-3-5 team. Control was, in a way, their bread and butter. It kept them in series a lot of the time. So you've got two really good control teams going head to head.
Yeah, I mean, 13-10, and that was just from early stage Toronto Ultra, where they lost a lot of close games, but they are a much better control team. I think 7 or 8-0 in their last, I don't know how many games that, I mean, they haven't lost in a while. And here you can see out of those players just how much they've improved. Everyone positive on the team, all around that same number. And they've just been absolutely dominating in terms of raiding Garrison, and we're going to that Garrison control. And here you can see Attach and Standy, fantastic in control, accuracy there as well. We'll see if Priestahh can step on up.
Yeah, and well, to be fair, Priestahh, before the swap in position, was the lowest KD in the league. So if it started after the swap, I'm sure that would be a lot higher. But obviously, we're looking at the year here for the second season of the CDL. But that's why I really wanted, I mean, I was excited for the control because they're both really good control teams. I really want to see that game 5 if we get there. You know, a lot more games for Ultra. They're 7-1 on Raid Search, but I just feel like that's going to be a fun one. Had some epic moments, Joseph. I'm going to call you Joseph for now on.
Huh?
I'm going to call you Joseph for now on.
I don't really want you to.
Okay, I won't.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But where Toronto Ultra, I mean, a lot of their control wins on this spree has been Raid, right? I mean, they've played that map 17 times. Okay. So that was a majority of it. But here, at the Major 2, they won this a couple of times. They're 2-1 on this map. For Røkkr, a 3-1. Toronto Ultra going to be starting on that defense here.
See what they can do. In the early moments yesterday, it felt like, dude, whoever got that nice opening break was winning the round. Like, almost every single round yesterday.
I mean, a lot of the times on Garrison, that's just kind of what it is. It's
well, not
really
just Garrison,
difficult.
like, it's in general yesterday for control. At least it felt that way.
Yeah, I mean, just taking back that mid-map control, getting put in those positions. But I think yesterday we saw some sloppy control gameplay, I think especially defensively, where we expect these two teams to play that a little bit better in those situations.
Oh, just look at the minimap. You like Ultra's positions. They're getting very aggressive here, starting to go forward as Bance is finding kills on them, trying to get out of their spawn as they are nowhere near a point. Now 50 seconds remaining. Coming out of prone is not the easiest thing, but he's able to snap. That's now 4 in a row and nearly the 5th. One right next to him, and he's going to get caught. So Bance can't keep that streak going, but such a great job getting position early, milking that clock. Now a ton of pressure on Røkkr to find some openings.
Yeah, Priestahh just trying to stay alive, give them some map position. He's able to find one, to try and stop the clock. You do see is that Bance lurking on through the vent. He's going to have an early one-on-one, but Attach is ready for it. Nice awareness out of Attach. You do see accuracy work his way out to A, so 3 players are going to focus on that from Toronto Ultra. That should give the B point to Røkkr. Yep, it will. The wall base from inside onto the point. Won't take anyone down, but you get that time extension now if you're Røkkr.
They make the plays to make it interesting, and even though they're pinned for a long time, I know time-wise wasn't great, but lives is not that big of a deal. You're down 3. Certainly manageable. Well, as I say that, Bance does pick up 2, but Attach is still lurking. They're trying to hunt him down, and they're able to get the shots through and do just that. Can Røkkr get going? Standy, you talked about his incredible stats, but it's tough on offense sometimes. A 1-5 start, you expect him to get rolling.
They're trying to get some mid-map control. Attach to Priestahh. That's before dead, actually. That's exactly what they were looking for. They were trying to get some pressure in. Priestahh goes for the spawn kills, but that's a good job by Cleanex to recognize the situation that they're in. Attach and Standy holding these close boxes. Now you have accuracy on the point, so that's 3 members from Røkkr on it. Accuracy, some nice shots with that Krig. 3 dead. It's going to be on 1 player. It's going to be Insight and Røkkr. They get the 4 down. They push on up. Very good job. And yeah, it was like, okay, can they get mid-map control? And then that 4 dead scenario, we know how dangerous it is.
I mean, there was like, what? I mean, 45 seconds or so when they were finally starting to kind of get some semblance of mid-map control. Not even control, just the fight started there and not here, where we're watching Bance get kills. They made the clutch to get the first point, and yeah, just takes one moment. Great job by Røkkr, and well, I think after I point out Standy was 1-5, he gets 4 kills, has not dropped. He will carry that streak over into our second round.
And there's maybe one of those situations where you see that extension at A really come into place, because accuracy, he rotates over from top green, and not only is he locking it down with a creep, but he's also on the point. So instead of having 2 on it, and maybe them getting aided, accuracy is also holding down that outside lane and helping them make progression at A. So, you know, maybe that's a key there. That A zone and how it was improved. But now Toronto Ultra on offense.
It's just crazy how much it can flip. All right, Cammy is locking. Holy hell, 4 in a row. That reminded me of what the Simp play he had with the pistol on the same map. Like, just a forehead gets demolished. There's another one, 5 in a row. Pistol back out, but Standy will drop him. But my God, Cammy, he is a talent.
Yeah, he is. Standy, though, was able to earn the artillery. He was on that objective, so he turned those points into at least 1 streak, so they will have that, whether they want to use it on offense or a little safety net on defense towards A. So he's got that tool to work with. We're able to retake some control over towards B. Toronto Ultra flying up the middle of the map. And you can see accuracy trying to play from that corner, but is quickly traded. And yeah, those pistol shots, it feels like it, I don't know, you get a headshot in there and some crazy things can happen.
Yeah, they're dead. It's just insane to watch. Nasty shots. Now, he has the artillery, but he's slowly progressing maybe towards some more streaks. He's what, 9-2 or something. It's a slow start. Great from Standy, but now down to 20 seconds. This is about the moment where Røkkr made the play, right? They had about 20 seconds left, and they were able to clutch up. We're going to see Vulture can do the same, but well, it's just down to Cammy now. He's been a highlight machine. He's going to have to go nuts here. Can't get it done. Too many players to deal with, and I don't know if you've got enough time to get to the point.
Well, one difference I am noticing, Priestahh is running a third 74. So he's running a third sub, which may help them a little bit in those scenarios, middle of the map or you know, over towards that A zone. And we see what? We've seen Seattle do that. We've seen some teams run that third 74U.
See it again.
But yeah, here was those ridiculous shots, and that's kind of what you're used to. And yeah, dude, that's like just 3 headshots. I don't know, the burst, maybe a little flinch there, right to the forehead, and yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah, that's one of those kills where you're just like, what? he peeks for a second, just gone. Feels like he got sniped.
That's a versatility of Priestahh, right? I mean, you know, we've talked about him being one of the true flexes in COD. You get him on a map like Garrison, if they wants to use the Krieg, he could use it. Wants to use the 74U, he can pull it out. They're playing with aggression with the 3 subs.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times in his career we've talked about him literally being maybe the most versatile player in the game. He certainly can do it all and seems to have found more of a comfort zone. Then Standy joined the squad. Can't get forward. Clean exit Bance. Insight. All line up the kill feed. And, they're down 0-2 here. They've got to make a rally. But it's somewhat similar to their first defense, right? Like in a good spot, map control, little life advantage, time dwindling, and this is when Røkkr exploded.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same thing, really, where they were just dominating the middle of the map, but can Røkkr fight back into it? And he's trying to take control of inside of Dart. The trades going back and forth with attach. The last one alive for his team right now. You can see the nade lands right on his feet. He's got to slide back with Cammy. So quick. And maybe Cammy brings out a third 74U. He could have picked it up. I haven't been on with him, but you know, maybe he has to match Priestahh in the way he's playing on the map. But here we go. 12 seconds left. You still have 2 players pushed up, but Attach is able to find 1. Andy's looking for the second. They're going to stop this clock.
Here we go again. Attach able to pick up the kill on Bance, who is towards their spawn side. Cammy with the pistol still doing it. Looks like he's back over to the Krig. Second bit of progress about the wrap. You've got a presence towards A as well, keeping the Ultra players honest for now. Who's that lurking? Maybe top green. I think that's going to be attached. They're just waiting to get an insane transition once they finish it. He's just been sitting here, ready to pounce.
Well, he's just hoping that, well, because one of the ways you can retake B is from top catwalk. So he's making sure those players don't get flanked. So they, in case Ultra did send one last push, right? There's only 9 seconds left. Some teams gamble it, but they just sort of reset up towards A now. Attach is the point man, making sure that flank doesn't come in. And now you're back to that fight over mid-map. But Cammy with some beautiful beams. Standy, he's got to wait for his teammates to come off with spawn. He's making sure nobody fights for this power position.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want them to retake, but also you don't want to deal with fighting through that to move over to A as well. So they end up getting smoked out of it, so it's not going to matter much of the scheme of things. But now the push through the back, Bance going to get caught. The pinch will come through. Inside at least able to pick up one in this sequence, but can they go big? Just trade after trade. As long as you're going 1 for 1, you feel good if you're Ultra. 4 seconds left to go. Inside's got the position. Priestahh can't get around the gap. No one can get to the point. Ultra get around. Continue on to battle in this map 3.
And just a much better job. I mean, there's just one moment, their first time on defense, where Røkkr were able to get onto that A zone, and that was really it. And now can they win an offense? Can they get this to a round 5? Don't forget, Standy still hanging on to that artillery. Still has that in the back pocket in case things go wrong here in this round.
Didn't really carrying over much of a, well, 3 in a row for attach, but nothing too insane. Looks like they're going to go A first, just try to hit it. Attach to be able to get out. Priestahh hits the shots. Priestahh, well, I thought he was going to hit the movement and get another one there for a moment, but Bance will not be the lone guy. He gets through. Now, what is he able to do? At least he's going to make it so I guess they can't focus the spawn of his teammates. They got to have to try and track him down. Little ledge boost from Attach keeps him alive. Some nice movement there to get out of the bullet's way.
Yeah, but it's like you said, right? It forces Røkkr to turn around. Now you have 2 players on B that they're transitioning from. So a good job by Bance to play his life, take his time. And now the fights commence.
Well,
2 for 2 so
that
far.
Is if he drops. I mean,
oh yeah, I mean they're just
you're
stuck
not in
back
mid-map
here
right now. Yeah, you're fighting. You're still fighting deep.
Match has just been lurking, and maybe that spree carries over matters, but it does not. Standy's able to take one down on the point. Now he's there for the contest. They're so close to capturing B, and that will happen. So now it's just about, can they get to this A zone?
Even for the lives. Tons of time. 2 minutes to go. Let's take a look at the minimap on how Ultra wants to play this. They want to funnel it through the backside. And Priestahh with another multi-kill, man. Sub in hand, just making play after play. But Cammy still got a presence here. He's got Bance to work with. Bance will fall. Zer's trying to pick up where the spawn is coming in for Røkkr. And, well, trusty pistol, it's been working. Why not send it? Ah, but Attach so sneaky.
And that was beautifully done by accuracy and Priestahh. So when they get done capturing that B zone, they step out into green. They know that the Toronto Ultra pushes right through the middle of the map towards brick side. So they flank it from top green. So Priestahh drops through. He knows his teammates are going to be in trouble brick side. That's when he was able to find that multi-kill. Then you have Cammy just all by himself. And then they can hold middle of the map while their teammates come off with spawn. So a nice transition play defensively from the Røkkr. But inside of A now is going to be 2 players. You do have Attach on the catwalk, and it looks like he's just going to try and cut the reinforcements off. Now you have the artillery in play.
And I guess the one good thing is if you're Ultra, you made him use it now, right? With still a minute to go. Now with 20 seconds on the clock on your last push, so going to give you more of a chance, but heck, you're still here. They're still making progress throughout the course of this. The next, Cammy trying to line up the shots together. Second bit done. Looking like a round 5. Ultra trying to hold on. Røkkr. Kick it in, Ultra. Take the round. I love it, Joe. Give me a final round, baby.
Well, like you said, yeah, the streak comes in. Attach was catwalk. He was able to find one kill, but they all converged on attach. And, you know, even with the streak, coming out of that bricks alleyway can be difficult from top green. And Ultra able to find the following kills after that streak lands, so they still had a ton of positioning towards that A zone, but they're going to have to do it again on offense.
Yeah, I was thinking they, would get the retake there, and at least I was, telling the story, you'd have enough time to get more shots at it, but no, they closed it out there. So, fantastic job by Ultra. And they'll be on offense. What kind of opening can they get? Cammy still shooting beams. I'll stop the clock for now and get on it. And, I mean, this is probably the best, offensive opening for the most part. Where they're not just, battling out of spawn, it feels like, for at least a good segment of the game. As I say that, I maybe never mind.
It's Priestahh. Yeah, he gets 3.
Never mind.
Again, from top catwalk, that's just where you can really find the opening onto that B zone when you have members on it. They're not able to get to a take. Now you have 50 seconds. At least pause the clock early on, but they have to fight for so much map control. You have attach watch in one way. You have Standy in that corner with accuracy. That's going to try and get aggressive. Priestahh's working up inside a vent. And what can Priestahh find with accuracy? He's not able to. They know where Priestahh is now. Do a really good job of getting out of that trap. I thought they were going to be stuck there, but they're able to get through and they find Priestahh. Now you can have 2 members on B.
Patch is still here and lurking. So they're going to go for it. Oh, he hopped right onto a nade.
Yeah, it's a team nade, I think, right there. It comes on in. Someone missed it.
Well, at least they don't have the information he is there then, necessarily.
Re-drop, though. Re-drop. It's on attach. Oh, wait, a trophy. A trophy somehow kills Bance. He was going to be on that point. I think he tries to put a trophy down and ends up dying to the trophy that was already in that position. So they would have had somebody on A already. CleanX, though, going to try and hold this. Now they're going to fly out, but accuracy's in position.
Well, that's got to be a tough death. If that's the sequence of events that went down, now can they rebound from it? They do get 2 kills. They got the opening to start pushing out of green. They were able to close it out here last time, even when a streak was raining down on their head. No streaks to use this time. A little snap here from Insight. The contest is in, but the beams are in as well. Oh, melee through, but can't hit the shots. Attach. Accuracy. Making the plays to clear them off. And then make sure they don't get that second bit of progress, but you still got a minute to play.
Yeah, we just haven't really had a strong defense here from Minnesota Røkkr. They do have a 2 life advantage.
That retake was huge, though.
Yeah, and Standy's the one. He goes on that flank through catwalk. He was able to find that first kill. Ooh, that nade sticks to the door. Some tactical is just not really helping Bance out right now. Priestahh's going to peek and take down his teammates. Some unlucky stuff, but hey, it happens.
Hey.
Now there's only 35 seconds left.
That's why you do the breathing exercises, Joe, to prepare for that, but that's going to be 3 down. The guy there, Priestahh, though, he's been Mr. Multi-Kill God. Not this time, Cammy. 34 and 25. Second bit of objective progress done. The last surge from Røkkr. They don't even get in. Ultra. They were down 2-0. In the control, it does not matter. They bring it back, and that is what champions can do. What a map win for Ultra.
That again, it's what they've been doing throughout stage 3. They continue to clutch on up. It's
like the opposite of early, though. It's the opposite.
Yeah, right. They're just responding. There's that confidence in each other. It's Cammy and CleanX. They're able to get all 4 kills. It's a 4 versus 2, and they know they have to go. There's only 25 seconds left. The trades aren't there, and those 2 players pop on off, able to get on that point, and Røkkr cannot re-secure that zone.
They went from the choke kings to the clutch gods. You had keys to victory that sort of politely said stop choking. Every time we cast it over them, because it was just 20-point loss here, round 5 loss here. All these tight games they were losing, and now it just seems no matter what, they are not out of it. And Cammy puts up a whopping 6,400 damage. Whew, having himself a series.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He fried there towards the end, and he's running that second creek, even with that 3rd sub coming out from Priestahh. He doesn't care, sticks with his guns, and Whew, his guns were hitting that game.
Yeah, no, it was huge sometimes too, because he was like spawning up as a push was coming in, and from deep in spawn, he was picking people off. Just quality shots from Cammy and the Ultra squad. Still looking like the team that won the second major. How far can they go? We've got a map 4 coming up next. Do you think you know the Call of Duty League better than anyone? Prove it by playing CDL Pick'em this season. Make your match predictions each day by 12 p.m. Pacific, and if you're right, collect your points and admire yourself on top of the leaderboard. Awesome prizes are available all season long for the biggest winners, so don't forget to get your picks in. And I'll be honest, I'd be at the top, Joe, but I'm a terrible adult. I need an assistant. When I make the picks, I do a good job. I just forget to make them half the time unless we get like a reminder from our producer. Yeah, not great at that part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same way. When I can do them with like my stream, I do it at the end of that, but I don't do that on the weekend, so then I forget. So, yep, that happened. I forgot. But yeah, we're going to an Apocalypse game number 4. Well, Minnesota Røkkr, they don't want to play them on Garrison. Game 1, though, was a great raid hard point from both of these teams. Standy really turned things around. Just so even across the board, but accuracy, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. He was hanging out on the hill for quite some time.
He absolutely was. Now, let's talk a little bit about Apocalypse, because for you and I, we've only, I think, casted it once.
Yep.
Just as a whole, we haven't seen a ton of it. Who do you think it, I guess, favors? I mean, record-wise, you've like played it twice if you're Ultra, you're 1-on-1. You played it once if you're Minnesota. Like, not a ton of reps, but just from like a roster standpoint, is there anyone you're favoring?
I think it's pretty similar because of your flex players. Again, this is another map where if Priestahh wants to run a third 74, he can. But I think both of these teams can play with aggression due to those guys. Same thing with Cammy. So I don't think it favors anyone necessarily. And as you said, both teams, they haven't played it too much. Minnesota 1-0. Toronto Ultra 1-1. And again, the reason we don't see it that often is teams are afraid to start on that bad side. Toronto Ultra, they're going to have the good spawns for the second hill. I feel like you chain 1 and 2 on basically every map if you have the good spawn. So we'll see if Røkkr are able to flip it.
Well, I mean, we talked about Ultra, not a ton of checkmate search. They were 0-2 and they looked godlike. So we'll see if maybe the same outcome here. But that had to have been kind of a dagger to the back of Røkkr in that last map. Up 2-0, you lose it. How do you regain? Well, a lot of them drop early. Attach really the last guy here. That attempted flip, not happening with the first push.
Cammy's like, you know what? I'm going to stick with my Krigan no matter what. I have my Diamante in the back pocket. My Diamante's not missing. I'm not missing right now. He's having a heck of a series. goes on another little spree as Ultra. They don't allow too much to go the way of Minnesota Røkkr. You see what a Røkkr are trying to do? They're trying to get under this map room and try to push up towards this back left side. They're going to get some control. They're going to find this scrap time. See if they can get pushed up from there. But everybody from the Ultra kind of stops. You have Clayster watching over that mound.
How dare you, Joe?
What? How dare I what?
We don't speak the pistol's name out loud. The things that it did to me in Warzone when it first came out,
Oh, you're fine.
We don't speak that. We don't speak that word.
Well, it's doing things to everyone, even in this game. So, yeah, that thing is strong. Those burst pistols always hit.
Yep. It's a Treyarch feature, a burst pistol that can bop you.
Yeah. You can guarantee it.
Well, Røkkr. This will be the big attempted break. Insight wants no part of it. He takes down 2. That's all 4 down. Just look at how far out they are spawning the whole way across the map. Some clean time to accrue. Now for the Røkkr. Through. His accuracy is trying to sprint in and get in position. Not able to get there. Cammy's pistol finally misses, and Priestahh does get the trade. But now, this left side of the map, they've got a chance to rally back. They're going to be down, but I mean, nothing crazy considering the spawn side.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be down around 50. Toronto Ultra did a really nice job there. They knew the push was going towards back left, so they played their setup from the hill. Takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, but it pays off. Now we're going towards this Barrels Hill. Can Minnesota Røkkr respond? And you have this opportunity now where you can kind of chain together like 3 hills in a row, 3, 4, and 5. You have these bottom spawns, but Bance trying to get aggressive over towards that outer path. Cammy's going to follow it up, picks up a 74U now on the hill.
Listen, these guys played Hackney Yard last year. Anything is possible with regards to spawn sides and be able to bring it back after an early deficit. We heard the comms went from Røkkr during that map 1. Ultra up 2-1. Firmly in control of this map 4. Looking to close it out and remain perfect here in stage 3. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Toronto Ultra.
I'm just playing my life up top. Yep, top again, Jamie. It's gone back. So they're going to go right. They're going to go right. Still top.
Still top, jump down.
Time close. I spawned in the back. Yeah.
Can you hold me?
Yeah, I've got me. Two flanking back. I'll help you, Dave. Standy's hitting back on me.
Yeah.
Help you?
Let me know if you need help. I have front jump.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah.
Back meat. Still hitting back 3 of them.
I think they're hitting the back. Yeah. They shot me under the truck. You want
me to get L's then?
Big kills here, Jamie. I don't even know you're there. I've got front.
In L.
2-0.
Meat.
Standy and accuracy back. One won't hurt. One shot. That's on me. Look behind you, P2. Okay, yeah. Push it. Push me on time, Dad. L, Standy. One shot, L. Nice. Hot really weak. Hot. No time. No trophy. I'm helping. That's one hot. Nice. Did we kill him? I killed Priestahh. Right, nice.
Yeah, front.
Go, Luke. Get mid. I'm new right now.
I'll
stand over you, Toby. I'll
left you.
They're going to be banged front. Stun front, Toby. Stun front.
I didn't hit him.
Top.
Nothing hit me.
Actually, one. Standy. We might flip. No, hit in front new. I flipped. Yeah, it's go to the back. It's fine. Funnel to the back. No.
I'm staying like back here.
Take our time, man.
I'm pushed up back at me.
Yeah, I'm coming, Toby. 2 seconds. Too far. Yeah.
Back. One shot. Back me.
So try and slide to the back.
What'd you think there? It certainly, I mean, they were all chatty, but like there was kind of a clear vocal leader.
I loved it. It was a lot of, is this person alive? Hey, we might spawn out here. We did. Let's just back on up. Let's not worry about it. I loved what I heard there from those guys there. But yeah, Bance very vocal in that moment, at least for me. And this was a huge moment. He was the one that stood out like by far for me, like 100%, like kind of keeping it all together. Yeah, he was making sure they had a good idea who it was. And in Røkkr, that was a big break towards that 5th hill. They lost the spawns, but then Ultra fire right back. Ultra already up to 160 points through the first set of hills. Had a chance to put it up to 180. But Minnesota Røkkr, just at the wrong times, they were losing a lot of these fights. We saw it at 3rd. They lost the spawns. At 4th, it was all Toronto Ultra. They were able to hang on to those spawns. They get broken at that 5th hill, and now you see the mini-map again, and it reminds you of the start. You don't have the right side spawns. They're going to have to get really aggressive to try and flip, but that has not been easy. Ultra on point.
How much stock do you put in how good they looked at Checkmate Search, how good they're looking right now on Apocalypse against a solid team? Maps they haven't played a ton, the map pool widening. How big of a deal is it?
Oh, I mean, it's huge, right? They need to understand what teams are going to try and focus versus them. They're not going to be able. You're going to get your picks. You're going to be able to have those vetoes and pick the map that you want to play. They're going to have control for the most part, where they're playing Garrison or Raid. But the hard point in the search is that's where teams are going to try and find that weakness.
Well, yeah, if they have one, I guess we'll see. I mean, just looking so strong right now. Røkkr started to claw back into it, but still a pretty big deficit. Insight, who started out, what, 6-0. Still on one. Cammy, what a series he has had. 2 more there, 20 and 11. Just a megastar for this Ultra team right now. He is not missing the shot. It is glorious. From young Cammy, he'll finally end up dropping, but good control here from Ultra.
And again, right, you see the spawns. You see where Cammy spawns. You see where Clean spawns. Even when they get taken down from those areas, he'd still control the hill, attached though through the front with the rest of his teammates. They're going to try and break this on up. Now, we've seen some pretty good comebacks on Apocalypse. You can chain things together.
Okay.
But you see how important those 20 seconds were for that team. And inside, he comes off a spawn. He guns 3. Attached might do the same thing. They're going to find those final 10 seconds, be up to 226.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a ton of time, but, I mean, when Insight got that triple, it probably ends up being an extra 20 points. And considering how close they are to closing it out, it's just painful. If you were Røkkr, thought maybe you had the break there to...
Look at Cammy, too. Look at it. He's already passed. Already behind attached. They're just going to wait on him.
Oh, no.
You're waiting on Cammy. There's an opening grenade kill.
Here I come.
Yep, and there we go. There's that kill. As Insight gets one, Bance. That's the 4 dead. They can win it here.
Beautifully done. Double positive now for Cammy. 3 in a row. 24 and 12. Lying in wait as they come to push. Welcome to the Cammy party. The Cammy dance. The Cammy slaughter. As they're all getting put down. 1, 2, 3. I wanted the 4th so bad.
He did too. He did too. I mean, he is just frying right now. Even like, I mean, Insight's right there, but it's not like Cleanix is having that crazy a game. Those two, though, continuously putting up the numbers. Cammy, 27 kills on the map right now. We are going to go to our next hill. Actually, he's able to find the one playing on the objective, but Bance shutting it down. Just a few more seconds for Toronto Ultra.
They might lose map 1, but from there, they are perfect. That's what? 9 and 1 in map count, right? Because the first 2 were 3-0s. 3-1, they go over stage 3. Just
well, they're 3-0 right now.
Yeah, no. So 9 and 1 in map count, right?
Well, now it'd be 12. 12 and.
Oh, sorry. 12. I threw the first series.
Yeah, they were all 3-0s. Yeah, 12 and 1.
Yes. Okay. I was thinking this was the third in my head for some reason. Unbelievable. Just dominance from Ultra, and I don't know. You maybe got a little bit nervous after the map 1. You know, they lose that first game, but that's what happens when you have this wider map pool. You're good in every mode. You're in every series. But, I mean, I think the one that's really going to bite Røkkr is just the game 3. You know, you're up 2-0. You got to close that out. You have to.
Yeah, you have a streak. You're on defense round 5. It just had to be better on that map.
But even then you're going to a map 5, raid, search, and destroy, which is basically, I mean, they've got an apartment they're leasing there. That is Ultra's home. So, might not have mattered. But we don't get there. It's a 3-1 victory for Ultra. And listen, I don't know how to describe it with a player, but like, you know, what I've said, what usually separates the good from the great is consistency. And Cammy's been very consistent, but then there's just that like next level, man. And you see it with players where it's just they hit this form where no one's touching them.
Well, I think it's also important the fact that Toronto Ultra, they used to have to. They relied on Cammy and Cleanix. Like, they had to go off if they wanted to compete with teams that were considered top 4, top 6 in the league. We saw at Major 2, I mean, he had his moments, but everyone else stepped up, right? It was about the other players on the team, and now when we're talking like that, it's like the way we talk about the Atlanta FaZe. It's like any moment,
100%.
One of these 4 guys can pop off, and you're screwed.
Exactly. Who's going to pop off? Who the hell's going to bring it to us this game? It could be anybody on this Ultra roster, and it's fun to watch. Let's get to our Scump play of the game. It's going to be Cammy. Cammylicious. Going off with a spree.
Yeah, it's just right here towards the end, and he goes on this wide flank. I think it was attached. He was making sure nobody pushed through from that second hill, but he must have caught a timing. And well, what a timing it is he was able to find those kills, and then he gets pushed up, and he might have broke your heart, Maeve, but it's still a nasty multi-kill to secure the game win.
Oh, 100%. Just one by one, they come into Cammy's web and just keep put in the blender. I thought I was going to go nuts. Absolutely nuts if we got the final one, but what a play it was for our Scump play of the game. Ultra remained perfect. They get the dub. Coming up next, we've got the Death to break it down. We've got Lottie, Nameless, Study to break it down, and an epic match right after.
Hello everybody and welcome back. You can see the most beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower right now. It's nighttime in Paris and boy am I excited to talk about what we've just seen before our very eyes. We have our results presented by the US Army so far today. We have seen Paris themselves take the Florida Mutineers to that 3-1 victory, and then Ultra versus Minnesota Røkkr, the Battle of the North. Toronto do take that one 3-1, and boy was it a battle. And next I gave you a marquee match. We have OpTic versus LA Thieves. We're going to get into that one and some thoughts on the desk from the boys, but before we do that, I've got to ask you, Nameless, I always bring these moments to you for some analysis and what you've just seen, and I've heard from a little birdie that you particularly liked insight on that last S&D we saw. Talk me through it, man.
Yeah, I had to bring Nebula out for this one. She was loving the search and destroy. Shout out to Miles for show me that's okay to show off the pets. No, but the search and destroy, it was absolute excellence across the board. They have this sort of lax setup that they have on defense where they sometimes only send one into the plane. You see Insight playing over near its A most of the time on offense and defense, and he works it, man. He gets picks, but in this round, none of the action really happens near Insight, and Minnesota actually take control of the plane. You can see they have like a huge stack here in top plane, accuracy bottom plane, and they have attached sort of playing on an island. Insight's getting this information on the cross, and this actually goes very badly for Ultra right now, but obviously you're going to see Insight make a huge play, get that 1v3 clutch where he just goes massive, and here's Standy jump up on the right side of the wing, and he actually gets some crazy timing right here on attach. He gets right past him, gets underneath the plane, wins this gunfight onto accuracy in the back, turns around, and then this is the gunfight that I think wins him the round when he runs into attach right here, guns him, man, and then he hears Standy up top, wins the round. So it was just an incredible clutch. But throughout this search and destroy, man, they were playing phenomenal. They were playing relaxed, cool, calm, collected. They got so many first bloods. Cammy picks up those streaks, so they were helping him out there. And this is just a dominant team in action.
Yeah, and the thing that's really scary about this map for Toronto Ultra is that they don't really play this. They don't play it at all. So this is one of those maps that they are trying to add to their map pool and just expand that. And getting a 6-1 victory, you're going to be feeling really confident on that. Every single round was really close, but the majority of offenses that they won, I'm pretty sure they won 3 offensive pushes on a map like Checkmate, which is really impossible to do.
Yeah, it's hard.
The team is just so good at when it comes to that search and destroy teamwork, where they have the opportunity to play slow, to play quick, or just rely on an individual to make a play. This is what is causing Toronto to be such a problem for all the other teams. They have so many different play calls they can just make on the fly.
100%. I think that's a big key right now in the league as well, is get that deep map pool, extend it as much as you can, because if you can keep your competitors guessing, it's honestly the key to victory in most cases right now with some of our teams. And if you can keep that going towards the major and keep them guessing, then you're going to have one hell of a journey when you get there. Talking about journey though, we have been on quite the journey today, and it's not stopping yet. We do have a final game on our hands, and that's OpTic versus Thieves. Nameless, I got to ask you, and Stud of course, you know, really right now OpTic have been seeing some success. They're stepping it up at the moment, but I want to know what really that is kind of coming down to for you, Nameless.
Yeah, I think in the respawns at least, the big thing for me is Envoy, how better he's played in the last 2 matches opposed to throughout Stage 2. I mean, you look at some of the statistics, and he's up in damage, he's up in KD, just across the board he's playing so much better, and I think it's because he's more involved in the play. He's not flanking around, trying to set up those pinch and be, you know, the big brain player that he is. And obviously those plays are still there, he's making smart plays, but he's more involved when he needs to be, and that's something that he's changed. We've seen him talk about that on social media, how at times he can overthink himself, and he's trying to figure it out and get out of those tough situations. Well, he's done that, and now his stats are comparable to players like Simp, like aBeZy, like Bance in the Stage 2 Major. He's playing phenomenal, and you know, I want to see him continue that throughout the rest of this stage.
Yeah, for me, it has to be OpTic Search and Destroy game, because recently, throughout their last 9 games, they have won 7 of them. The only 2 losses that they have is when they were up 5-3 versus Toronto. They ended up losing it on Moscow on a 6-5. And then 5-3 once again on Moscow versus Minnesota, where accuracy just clutches the most miracle 1v3 ever. So, just so far, their S&D game has really been on point, and it's been carrying them through a lot of these series. They just need to keep that up, because we always talk about the S&D woes for OpTic. Right now, they're really on point in that one.
100%. OpTic are right on the cusp right now. They are right there where they want to be, and I think it just takes a little bit more finesse from this team to get to that place that they want to be in terms of their gameplay. I'm very excited to see how they open things up today. But before we do that, I'm going to head to a break, but I'm going to be teasing a great team. We've got Miles on board with Insight to see exactly how he feels about clutching up that 3v1.
Yeah.
The ratio is nothing for this man right here from Ultra. We'll see you guys right after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now time for your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. My name is Miles, and I'm joined by Jamie Craven, aka Insight, aka the young goat here in Toronto Ultra. Mate, congratulations on a big win. Still reigning Kings of the North. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great for the win. You know, it's always a big one for the brand. You know, beating Røkkr, being the best in the North. So it's obviously nice to come over with that one.
Yeah, of course, you are guaranteed now top spot in the group. You've got that now walking into the next major. I want to talk about that a little bit again. Like, you obviously improved massively throughout Stage 2. You go on to win that one. Stage 3, it seems to be going from strength to strength. I mean, whether it's massive comebacks like we saw in the controller, just like outright dominance we're seeing in other maps. What is the secret sauce, mate? Is it maple sauce? Is it the stuff that Maven covered himself with? What is it?
It's always about just improving, like our game isn't perfect. We know that. Obviously, every day in practice, we try and make it a good one. And like, yeah, that's basically it, really. Just got to keep consistent and keep making sure we're making improvements. Otherwise, people got to catch up and then, beat us eventually.
Any sort of fun tips going into the major? Anything exciting to look for? Or is it just another day in the office for you lot?
Just another day, really. Just got to, keep our heads down, take it map by map. Because every win's important for us for the standings at the end of the season. So our eyes are on that.
Well, so far so good. You've had a wonderful start to your time here in the Call of Duty League. Obviously, first stage in, first major win. You're in the running for Rookie of the Year. We talked to your mate Paul X about that one. But I want to know, in the most succinct and fun way you can tell me, why should we, the fans, vote for you as Rookie of the Year?
Because, I don't know, my interviews are great, my gameplay is slow, stiff, it's fun to watch.
True.
That's about it, really. Like,
well, you got my vote, mate. You definitely have. Well, I don't know. I thought I'd put you on the spot. That was quite a difficult question, and you handled that like a champion, mate. Well, Jamie, again, congratulations on a big win there against Røkkr, of course, and we'll see you at the major, mate.
We'll see you there.
Fantastic, fantastic. Insight, ladies and gentlemen, a champion on and off the sticks. But that's that for that series. We've got one more. Our game-fueled marquee matchup, sure to be an absolute banger. LA Thieves taking on OpTic. After this quick commercial break, we'll see you shortly.
It is time for the Game Fuel marquee match. We've got a battle going down between the Los Angeles Thieves and OpTic Chicago. And our Game Fuel featured player, some have called him my twin in-game and out of game. It's going to be Dashy.
I think both of those just aren't even comparable. But yeah, Dashy is an absolute beast. He's been fantastic for OpTic Chicago all year long. I mean, we just know what this guy can do. He can be one of the true playmakers on the map. He does it in Search and Destroy. He can do it in the respawns. He has that takeover ability. And I mean, there's some talk to go around. We might see a Milano today, maybe a Far. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Dashy's running.
Yeah, no, I hope it gets mixy. When you told me that a couple hours ago, I was like, yes, I love that. We'll see if there's a little bit more variety in this matchup, but sometimes I feel like we've seen that in like an official match and they pull it out and then it doesn't go well right away and then they switch. So we'll see what happens. But taking an overall look at Dashy's stats and outside of S&D, I mean, he's basically top 5 in everything. It's impressive stuff from the young man.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the entire season. Within stage 3, his S&D is a 1.78. I know they've only played 2. In both of those were on Moscow, but he's been popping off in stage 3 in Search and Destroy. So that's a great thing for OpTic.
It's the Game Fuel marquee match. That's your Game Fuel featured player. And for OpTic Thieves, we are really excited for this match. It should be awesome. Thieves is improving. OpTic playing so well. Looking forward to an incredible match. But let's meet our squads. Let's start it off with OpTic Chicago.
Mighty Crimsix going formal. Looking fantastic. Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational.
Really starting to run that score up.
I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic Gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
OpTic Chicago looking to remain perfect here in stage 3. Scump, Dashy, Envoy, Formal. There's some bad boys, Joe.
They absolutely are. Yeah, talent from top to bottom. And, you know, for stage 3, they've handled things. They beat London, they beat Seattle, but now things really ramp up. They have the Los Angeles Thieves, they have the Subliners, they have Atlanta FaZe. So now comes that true test within stage 3. But yeah, I mean, we saw what they've been able to do. They've been getting better. You know, you saw the second major, obviously that heartbreaking Game 5 loss, but their Search and Destroy has really improved, and that's been a major key for their recent success.
It's like the opposite of what Surge's schedule. When we looked at it yesterday, it like started so hard and maybe softens up a little bit. Yeah, for OpTic, it just gets harder from here on out. We'll see how they battle against a far improved Thieves team. Since the change, it's been fantastic to watch these guys develop a new look roster. Let's check it out. Here are the Los Angeles Thieves. I'll still remember when I think we were talking to Mud Dog and we learned the roster coming into the year, and I heard Drazah wasn't on the team, and I think I said, what in the hell, as a response. And it has been awesome to see him back in and frying.
No, it absolutely has. I mean, he's been a beast for these guys. I mean, him and Kenny have really been the two that have stood out. Venom, when he's playing well, that's really when Los Angeles Thieves have been